W-H-I-T-N-E-Y. Who's that girl? It's Whitney Reynolds. Oh, she's got a show. Catch it on the weekends. Every single Saturday, right at noon on Chicago's NBC 5.2.
Hello, welcome to Weekends with Whitney. I'm your host, Whitney Reynolds, and we are having just a positively great Saturday and Sunday. I'm joined by Rochelle Mahalik, the Executive Director here at PAWS. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Whitney. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to our home.
I love being here because animals just have such a positive impact. Even for the folks with allergies out there, these animals have such a positive impact, I feel like, in all of our lives.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Animals have become a part of our family. Mm-hmm. Just like people are having children a little bit later in life. I mean, they're really our kids, and how could you not love this adorable little face here?
That's what I always say. I always say I have a 7-year-old dogger, and they're like, wait, daughter? I'm like, no, dogger, you heard me right. And I tell you, this dog has made such a difference in my life, and over the course of the 7 years that I've had her, I really do feel like she is a child, which is wonderful. Yeah. So we're here at PAWS Day, which is the largest no-kill shelter here in Chicago.
It is.
I mean, that's huge.
It is.
Chicago's a big city. How did it come into the largest in Chicago?
Well, PAWS was founded back in 1997. Our founder, Paula Faceas' daughter, was volunteering at an animal shelter, and she was there one week and saw all these amazing puppies and kittens, and went back a week later and found out that they were actually euthanized. Oh. Back at that time, there were over 42,000 animals being euthanized in the city of Chicago, and nobody knew it. So.
Wow, and that's a lot. I mean, if you think about it, I'm just thinking in my neighborhood, I see dogs, cats, all sorts of stuff. I live right in Lincoln Park, and there's a lot of animals there. And whenever you take them to the pound or you take them other places, and you might not know what's really happening to them. I know for me, if I ever found a dog, I would probably take it, you know, to the pound or find out where I would need to take it.
Right.
And I know I was talking with one of the workers earlier today here, and she mentioned that whenever a dog is dropped off or if something happens, it has to go to the pound for 5 days, or is that right?
It does for its stray hold, but what's really important, and you kind of hit the nail on the head, is the fact back then over 44,000 animals were being euthanized, and nobody knew it.
And how many, was that 44,000 per year?
Per year at that point in time.
Wow, a lot of animals.
It is, and what Paula decided to do was get involved, and she learned about this no-kill model where we actually value the life of every animal that comes into our program, and more importantly, it's about putting in life-saving programs.
Absolutely. So you have kitties, as we have right here, and this one is just purring away. I think I could just, you know, hold her every which way and she'd be fine. But you also have dogs.
We do.
If I worked or volunteered here, which I want to start volunteering because it's so awesome, but if I did either of that, I feel like I would just need a van and load them up every night. Okay, going in my little apartment. I mean, do you have that problem with all your...
Well, actually we don't, and the reason being is we have such amazing adopters.
Oh,
and
I love that.
One thing that's so important, you see these amazing little kittens here. They're 2 of the over 1,000 kittens we'll save from the city pound. And when you're part of the PAWS family, you are for the rest of your life. So these animals will never be in danger again. So even if you adopted today, if you adopted 10 years ago, we understand that things happen.
Right.
They come back to us and we find them a new home. So.
Oh, wonderful. So they're part of the PAWS family for life.
Exactly. We make a lifetime commitment.
How do you work with the pound? Just so we're clear, so if anyone, so if someone drops it off at the pound still sometimes euthanizes? Is that how, or?
If you think about it, our mission is to make Chicago a no-kill city. And and we're very excited about that. And
how close are we to getting there?
We feel we're about 3 years away. By 2015, we should be no-kill. And in order to make Chicago no-kill, we are partnered with the city pound. And what's really important about that is a few things. The way you reduce intake into animal care and control is through low-cost, accessible spay-neuter. And we have the Lurie Spay-Neuter Clinic, which is located in our little village neighborhood. It's one of the lower-income neighborhoods. And this year we'll do over 18,000 surgeries.
Wow.
In which over 65% of them are free.
Now, so how much does, that's what I was going to ask. Like, I know, I hate to say this, but my little dog, Puffy Doolittle, is not spayed.
Oh, we need to get her spayed.
We need to do that.
We need to get her spayed,
I'm
most
not trying to breed her either.
Right.
It was hard for me to go through the surgery, but it's actually really safe.
It is. It's very, very safe. Since opening the clinic, we have done over 123,000 surgeries.
Wow.
So we're very good at spay-neuter.
And you said a lot of them are free, so...
Right. For what we do, what's really important is the fact that we want people to have pets, and as you've pointed out,
and they just make such a difference. I can't stop smiling today.
It's so true. And in our lower income neighborhoods here in the city of Chicago, there are no vet services that are available. So it's so important for us to be able to provide these services and vaccination services at low cost. And that way the pets aren't reproducing. And what you'll ultimately see is less animals coming into the city pound.
Wow.
So since we've opened our clinic, the intake to animal care and control has dropped by over 60%.
Wow,
and
that's
it's
incredible.
Direct result of spay-neuter.
So looking around PAWS today, we're at the Clybourne location, and I see animals, but I don't see like 60 or 40,000.
Right.
So how right now are you partnering with the pound? Like how do you pick which ones come in? Is there a certain criteria?
Well, we're really proud to say we're their largest transfer partner, and as you guys have walked through the center, you'll see we have all kinds of animals, all breeds, all mixes, and we pretty much go to the pound every day and we pull thousands of more animals than any other organization.
But thousands
here.
are adopting too.
Absolutely.
That's what they said
Absolutely.
too, is they said, I said, how do you not, this is to one of the volunteers, I said, how do you not just take home every animal? And she said, actually our adopters, they're amazing people.
Amazing.
They're in here. I know the lobby was full of people looking just to have their little life enlightened by maybe a little pretty kitty like this one. Well, thank you so much, Rochelle, for coming on. Guys, coming up next, we're gonna talk more about these precious little critters. Don't go away. Join Weekends with Whitney in supporting fellow media personality Jane Manzouris' Live, Love, Life Foundation. L3 brings together Chicago's top trendsetters to generate awareness and support for a variety of issues that affect area families. Join us on August 18th for the Grit Meets Glam Fashion, Music, and Entertainment event of the year to raise funds for degenerative brain disease research led by Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine and Hospital. To get your tickets to the gala event and to spend time with Jane and I, visit www.live-love-life.org. Hello and welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. I'm your host, Whitney Reynolds. I'm joined once again by Rochelle Mahalik. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Now you're the executive director here at PAWS,
I am.
and we talked about all the great things you've been doing in the community. And just to recap, 3 years from now, you want to make it where the whole city is no kill.
Exactly. So that way, any animal that ends up in animal care and control that's healthy or treatable or rehabilitatable will find a home. And so one of the most things that's so important about PAWS Chicago and differentiates us from traditional sheltering is the amount of medical care that we provide.
Oh, wow.
So we treat parvo, upper respiratory, pneumonia, cancer. We would never euthanize for a medical condition in which there's a cure.
Wow. So even if the dog comes in with one leg, you're still going to
Absolutely.
You can. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. I also want to welcome our other guest to the show. We got Jerry, which I tweeted a little picture of him earlier, and he is so cute. And then who do we have right here?
This is Josephine, and both of them came from the City Pound.
Wow. And you know, one thing I noticed is I always thought I was a Shih Tzu girl, and I have my little dog at home, but you guys have Shih Tzus here too. Like you have all sorts. It really goes across the board.
It does, and that's one of the reasons we built the adoption center in Lincoln Park, and what our strategy is there's amazing animals at the City Pound. Most people don't realize that 30 to 40% of the animals at your City Pounds are purebreds. And so what we decided to do is take these amazing dogs and take these amazing cats out of the pound, bring them here to our adoption center that's very warm and very welcoming, and showcase them so you don't have to go to a breeder.
Yeah, talking about the adoption center, I mean, it is very clean in here. I mean, there is not one thing that smells like animal in this facility. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
And this has been a work in progress. You actually, I mean, would you say this is like all fairly new?
Well, we opened our doors in September of 2007, and what we wanted to do is really take the stigma away from sheltering. So a lot of people don't like to go to shelters because of the noise, the smell, the cages, they're in industrial parks, and the kill factor. And also, we don't make it easy for people to adopt. So what we decided to do is build this amazing center where the animals have suites and there's a fireplace. And
living the life. They're like, no, don't adopt me. I'm happy here. No.
And really what's probably the most important thing for us too is not only just the facility and the airflow systems. You know, we have 100% fresh air recirculation, so there's no disease transmission. Classical music playing in all the rooms.
Classical music, and they like to be held like babies. Yeah, I can't help but just love this little guy. So let's talk about the adoption process. You said it's a little tough.
Well, it used to be, and what we chose to do is that one thing that's really important for us is we absolutely believe in education. So we want to work with people, we want to find reasons why we should adopt a people and give them the resources and the education and the support that they need to be successful pet owners versus saying, well, why should I adopt you? You work 8 hours a day, but yet you are willing to take your dog to daycare. So,
oh yeah.
And you know, really what's important is when you look at these amazing animals is you don't need to go to a pet store. And we know where a lot of the pet stores get their puppies from are from puppy mills. And we, you know, the best way to put puppy mills out of the business is not to buy pets from pet stores.
Let's talk a little bit about puppy mills. So puppy mills are, for the people that don't know, just basically a lot of breeding going on, and they're not always treated the best. The conditions aren't great.
No, if it's a puppy mill, they are not. The male and female are not treated well at all. They're usually kept and they're confined their whole lives to very small cages. Very rarely do they get to go out and walk on grass. They don't receive medical treatment. They're usually sitting on grates, so when they urinate or defecate, it falls through. When we've worked with organizations in which we've taken puppy mill dogs in, it's so horrific. You'll see they've chewed their teeth down because they've been trying to get out of their cages. So what you see at the pet store are these beautiful little puppies and kittens, and what you don't see is the suffering and the pain behind the scenes. And for people that own puppy mills, they're basically, it's a commodity for them.
Right.
You know, they don't care about the animals, they just care about the revenue that the puppies are going to generate.
It almost sounds like the polar opposite of what's going on. You know, that's exact. I mean, almost everything that you said you stood for is exactly what the puppy mills
absolutely. So, you know, one of the things I think that's so important is wherever you do get your pet from, you have to find out where they came from and under what conditions, you know, they were. If you are going to get from a breeder, do your homework. You know, there are a lot of amazingly and responsible breeders.
Is there a place to report if you know there is animal abuse going on? If you were to find out?
It's locally. You want to report it to your animal care and control. Every city and every county does have an animal care and control. But, you know, the myth that so many people across the country feel that there's only, you know, bad dogs at animal care and control or at your city pounds, or, you know, cats that are sick. And the reality is there's amazing animals like the two that we have here. And these are just two of the over 5,000 animals we'll save this year.
That is so amazing. And seriously, just put a smile on your face. I tell you, they don't get much cuter than this. Before we go, tell me about your favorite story. You've been here at PAWS.
Wow.
I want to hear your favorite animal story. That's what we're all about here on Weekends with Whitney, is telling our stories.
I think my favorite story this year is about a 12-year-old dog named Sasha. She was not a Shih Tzu, she was a Shiba Inu? She was a Shiba Inu, if I remember correctly. And she came into animal care and control, and when I was there for meetings and I saw her, and she was laying splayed in her cage. And she was soaked in urine, there was barking, and she couldn't lift her head. She looked so defeated. I mean, just absolutely defeated in life. And you know, we basically pulled her. So we transferred her into our program, and within 3 days, she was a totally different dog. And a foster family took her. Fostering is so important. If you're looking to help out a no-kill, fostering is so key for us. So she was able to get healthy in the foster home, and within 3 to 4 days, a totally different dog. She lost some weight. She got a dental. We got her current on her vaccinations.
Yeah.
She got a nice grooming, and I'm so happy to say that she's in her forever home right now.
She is walking the streets of Chicago in style.
Exactly, and a family that absolutely loves her. And you know, we see animals, as you saw, everything from kittens earlier today to these two are between 2 and 3 years old.
And a true testament that you don't judge based on, you know, if a dog sprawled out, there's no medical condition that's too tough for it.
No, if we can provide medical, if it's treatable, we will treat them and make these animals adoptable. We just had, in fact, last week we had a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old dogs turned into animal care and control. They made it up to the adoption center and were in their new home within 48 hours.
That is wonderful. What a great story to celebrate, huh, Jerry? Okay, you want to help me say out of this intro? Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Jerry, are you ready to say goodbye? Tell him to come right back? Okay, well, Jerry, what he's saying in dog language right now is don't go away, because we're going to sit down with some of the volunteers that help take care of these wonderful little puppies. We'll be right back. Hi, Jerry. He's so cute.
Join Weekends with Whitney in supporting Healthy Initiative Chicago, founded by Chicago's favorite mom, Shay Vaughn. Healthy Initiative Chicago strives to fight against the epidemic of obesity ravaging the children of our nation. Starting in September, Healthy Initiative will change the lives of 40 dedicated Chicagoans with their personal successes celebrated in a star-studded red carpet gala celebration. I am an ambassador of this important cause, and you need to be involved too. Visit healthyinitiative.org to get involved and apply today.
Hello, welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. I'm your host, Whitney Reynolds, and we have just had a fantastic day here at PAWS. I just feel so rejuvenated with the fact that these little guys and girls, these little animals are being saved, and I think it's just so phenomenal. I'm joined by Sarah Alberg and Mark Lucas. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you
so much. So you're a volunteer, and you are actually, you work here for PAWS.
I do.
You've been here how long?
I was a volunteer for a few years, and then I joined on staff. I've been here for about 7 years.
And now you've been a volunteer, but you've actually loaded home some of the babies.
I have. I've actually 3 of them have been home with me now.
I love it. So let's talk about, I want to go first to volunteering. How hard is it to get people to want to volunteer here at PAWS?
Well, we have a great organization and we love showing it off. And what's wonderful about becoming a volunteer is we have, and you can sign up right on the PAWS website, you can sign up for an orientation. And what's so great about that is you come in, you see the facility firsthand, and you learn about our history, our mission, what we're all about, and you learn about all the opportunities that we have available for volunteering. So it's a wonderful way to get plugged in.
So tell us about your volunteering experience.
I started with PAWS about 5 years ago doing the Angels with Tails, which are our annual outdoor event.
Oh!
And enjoyed it so much that when I had an opportunity, I decided to come to the shelter here and started volunteering. And I've been doing it for 5 years now, about 3 days a week.
That is incredible. What is one of your favorite stories with being a volunteer here?
I think one of the funnest was we had a special event where we were bringing in athletes and professionals during the event, and Andrew Kashner, who at the time was a relief pitcher for the Chicago Cubs, spent the day with us. And we spent it up on the rooftop with tennis balls and our dogs, watching him throw those balls to the dogs. Oh, they loved it.
Oh, that is so much fun. And that's really in both of their elements. The dogs are running after, he's throwing the balls.
Right. Match made in heaven.
Now, you actually adopted your dog.
I did.
And you adopted it from PAWS.
I sure did. I'm what's considered a failed foster. We joke. I was fostering her. We did a lot of rescue efforts with Hurricane Katrina. And so we were fostering to make room to bring more up from that affected area. So I was fostering her, and I just fell absolutely in love and just couldn't give her back, and she's my best friend.
I tell you, I mean, dogs can easily sliver in that little best friend spot.
Absolutely.
Or even child spot.
As Rochelle mentioned, I mean, they're truly members of the family. And some people that volunteer here, they might not be able to have a pet. They might not be able to, maybe they live in a building that they can't have dogs. So we see a lot of people that come here and they get their dog fix or their cat fix, and they just get that feeling, you know, just come like that you had with Jerry sitting in your lap.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. I couldn't imagine walking out of here without him. However, it sounds like I had to elbow a couple of people because y'all were all talking about Jerry too. So, I mean, they are all so cute. And so, going back to volunteering, when you leave, do you walk out of here a more happy person, like being around the animals?
Oh, absolutely. I walk out of here on cloud 9. You've always got a good feeling. There's always a happy ending. Sometimes you walk out with a little tear in your eye because you've made a connection with somebody who's been here for a while, and you get to see him adopted, and you're really happy, but at the same time you're like, I'm never going to see him again.
I'm going to miss you, little buddy. Yeah, that would be my problem. That I just can already lay out my weakness here. I would be getting a van just to transport the animals back home.
A really fun, we have a few big events throughout the year, and a really great one is in September on Montrose Harbor. It's our Run for Their Lives. And what's so much fun about that is it's an 8K run, but it's also a 4K child and pet friendly walk. And we have this wonderful thing that happens at the very end where everyone that's involved, we take all the alumni. So a lot of people get to reconnect with pets that they may have fallen in love with, and we take a big photo at Montrose Beach. It's a wonderful time, and that's in September.
That's awesome. Can people find out information about that on the website?
Right on our website, you can sign up.
And the website is?
PAWSChicago.org.
Okay, perfect. One more time, tell us where you guys are located, just in case people want to come down.
Sure, absolutely. We're at 1997 North Clybourne Avenue, and we're open 7 days a week.
Oh my goodness, there's no stopping you guys here at PAWS.
absolutely not.
Oh,
and
wow.
we also have a shirt. We're going to make you an honorary volunteer today. This is our custom volunteer shirt, and we'd love to give that to you.
I love it. I will be wearing this loud and proud in the streets. So cute. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And then, as you mentioned, the rooftop throwing some balls. We are actually going to head up there next. We are going to do just that. We'll be right back.
Looking for that perfect do for your furry friend? Call Grooming by Galdi, located in Rogers Park, right on Sheridan Road. Call 773-764-2275 or visit www.groomingbygaldi.com.
Hello, welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. I'm your host, Whitney Reynolds. I am joined once again by volunteer extraordinaire, Mark Lucas, and we are on the rooftop here at PAWS.
Yes, welcome to the rooftop garden at PAWS, Whitney.
This is just a beautiful, and I just, look at the dogs loving it behind us.
This is where all the magic happens. This is the oasis in the middle of the city for the pups waiting for their forever homes.
So let's talk about where the magic happens for the dogs. What exactly is happening up here? You let them run around in groups?
We bring them up in groups, let them socialize. If we have individual dogs that need a little bit of coming out of their shell, this is the place. We have a pool, we have the green space, we've got AstroTurf for them to run around on, pitch some tennis balls, you name it.
Wow, and once again, this smells so clean up here. Like there's not any inkling that you would think there was any dog activity up here. It's perfect.
It is. It's an oasis, and it's a perfect space for an animal to get comfortable to a new environment while waiting to find, like I said, that forever home.
Now, the dogs that are behind us, they're playing in the pool. Is this how the normal activity is when the dogs come up here? They just automatically know this is like recess?
It is. They come up here. By the time we're at the top of the stairs, they're aching to get out there. They want to throw the ball around. They want to get in the pool, get that exercise, that necessary stimulation.
So is this like the place where all the activities happen, or do they actually get walked as well?
We have a walking route as well, so they can get some exposure to the city life, the trucks, the cars, the buses that a normal animal would come in contact with in the city.
Wow, okay, wonderful. I love it. And so whenever the dogs are up here, how many did you say come in at one time? You do groups? Do age levels? Like, how does that work?
We do pairings. If maybe these two would be roommates, we'd have them up as roommates. Sometimes when we have a large group of puppies that all came in from the same location, we can bring them up here. And yeah, it's a pool party.
It is a pool party. Do you ever have the volunteers bring their swimsuits?
I wish. Boy, we could use a little R&R sometimes after a long day, but we leave it just for the dogs.
Absolutely. And so last but not least, what is one of your favorite memories up here on the roof deck?
On the roof deck, I've had memories with sports stars coming up here.
Oh yeah, you did tell us about the one.
Exercising.
Yes.
I think probably my best is just having a dog that's afraid of everything around him. He just got here. He comes up here, looks around, and you can just see in their eyes, it's like, oh, this is heaven. And they relax. It's so nice.
And you can even see the Hancock and the Willis Tower from here. It's wonderful.
It's a beautiful view. Yeah, this
It
is
is.
ideal no-kill environment for homes for animals before they find their forever home.
We're gonna have to do some dog yoga up here for sure.
Downward dog.
I'm downward dog. Okay, I'm gonna kick off my heels. I'm gonna go play with them. Okay, thanks again, guys, for watching Weekends with Whitney. Make sure to tune in next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We're always here, and you never know what you're gonna get. We're on all fours today, guys, so you never know what you're gonna get. I'm gonna go in and play with the little doggies. Okay, hi, babies. Oh, can I get in too? Oh my. Who's in the pool?